Hello everyone. This lesson we're going to show you how to do calculation with three-phase system. We start with the first one, a Y to Y system. When I say Y to Y is we have a Y connected source and a Y connected load. So that's the basic one. It's a Y to Y. The source is connecting Y and the load is connecting Y. Here's the specification for the source. Each coil for the source is rated for 240 volts. For the load, each load have an impedance of 20 ohm, have a power factor of 90%. So when I show you this calculation, please follow me for the way I'm doing. I start with the source. The voltage came from the source. So calculate the voltage from the source. When I calculate the current is decided by the load. So when I find the load current, I can work my way back to find what's the source current. First, my coil current in the source is 240 volts. And that coil, each phase only have one coil. So my phase voltage is 240 volts. Come to the line voltage. My line, you still remember in a Y system, the line voltage is going to be √3 higher. So √3 times 240 give me 416 volts. Here the source, I figure out all the value in the source. Now from the source I come to the line. After I finish the line, I go to the load. Here's for the voltage. The line voltage on the source is 416, so connect on the line is 416 volts. Come to my load side. The line voltage is still 416 volts. So the line voltage on the source, on the line, on the load side is always the same, 416 volts. Come to my phase. My load is connecting Y, so the phase voltage will be √3 lower than my line voltage. So my phase voltage will be 240 volts. 416 divided by √3. Now I can calculate my phase current. The phase current equal to phase voltage divided by impedance in that phase. 240 volt divided by 20 ohm give me 12 amps. That's my phase current down there. From this phase current, I can calculate the VA in each phase. You still remember the formula for calculating VA? Will be voltage times current. So 240 volts times 12 amps. Give me 2,880 VA. My power in each phase, the power gonna be equal to the VA times power factor. So volts times amp times power factor, give me 2,592 watts. Now I have my phase current. The load is connecting Y, so the phase current will equal to the line current. I have a line current of 12 amps. This line current, my source is also connected in Y, so this line current will be the same as that line current, 12 amps. For the Y source, 12 amp line current is going to equal to 12 amp phase current and equal to 12 amp coil current. Here's the calculation step. I'm working my voltage from the source down, go to my load. Once I find the current, I'm working my current back from the load, go back to my source. So that's the proper way to calculating your three-phase circuit. Now I'm going to introduce you two new formulas. When we calculate the whole system, we can calculate the total VA and the total power. Here we have two different formulas. We can use the phase value to calculate total VA. We can also use the line value to calculate the total VA. The formula by using phase value, the total kVA equal to 3 times E phase times I phase. Because E phase times I phase give me each phase VA. I have 3 phases down here, so the total 3 phase gonna be times by 3. So here's my total kVA for all three-phase load. Gonna be 2880 times by 3, give me 8640 VA. The power, I use the phase value, it's 3-phase times by 3 with the same power factor, give me 76 watts. This way, I'm calculating the VA and the power by using phase value. I can also using the line value to calculate my total VA and the power. If I using my line value, will be √3 times E line times I line. So √3 times 416 volts, my line voltage, 12 amp, line current, give me almost the same value, 8640 VA. The slightly different will be when we rounding the √3. So the total power, the same thing, √3 times E line times I line times by power factor here. √3 times line value by power factor, give me almost the same value as my using the phase value. So when you're calculating three-phase system, if you have actual time, you always want to do using the phase value and use the line value to do the calculation. If the two calculation give you the same value, you're 100% right with your calculation. If the two different methods give you different value, you better check, you might make some mistake. So here's a simple example to show you how to calculate a Y-to-Y system. I'm gonna remind you again, the voltage always came from the source, the current always comes from the load. If you have any question, contact us online or send us an email.